Is it on straight? Well, hey folks, I'm back. Finally, it's been such a busy month. And tax day's coming up, so it's not helping much either. But yes, I'm finally back with my comic review. Got a huge stack here from both last month and this month. So, let's not beat around the bush right now, let's just get into it. First up, Blackest Night number 7. Yes, this is the older one. Hopefully, I'd put a spoiler warning, but hopefully everyone's read it by now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say a few things about it. It is just awesome. What more can I say about it? It's Blackest Night. I've loved the series ever since the beginning. I'm a little bit kind of excited that it's almost over, because I just want to see what's gonna happen next, and how the world's gonna be different, and what the brightest day is gonna bring. But all in all, basically what happens, this is one of the comics that really, you've heard the words big reveal used in a comic. They say, oh, we've got a huge secret, and then at the end they reveal, nah, it was nothing important, it doesn't change anything really. This one actually uses the term the way it was supposed to be used. We discover, huge reveal, the Guardians buried something big, something very important here on Earth, and it is this thing, big white cloud. They call it the Entity, and it's the source of all life on Earth. Why on Earth? Why'd they bury it on Earth? Why not on Oa? Because, as it turns out, life began here on Earth, and this changes everything. And then at the end, we get a huge reveal as Sinestro takes the reins of this thing, which means he's going to be the first of the White Lanterns. And can't wait to see how that turns out. Can't wait till probably next week when Blackest Night number 8 comes out. Really excited about this one. Not much to say, it's just awesome. 5 stars out of 5. Pick it up. Hopefully you already have. Moving on. Siege number 3. First of all, I want to point out the color scheme of these covers. I didn't notice this at first. The first one was very bluish or purple. There was a hint of red in the second one, and now there is a full red, so this is, you know, something is building. And again, it's just awesome. It's all action. The Avengers show up, the real Avengers, not those dark Avengers led by Senior Psychopath. But Captain America shows up, Thor shows up, and even Iron Man gets into the battle here. It's all pretty good. And then at the end, we finally see that Norman has lost it. He has let the Goblin take over, and he keeps ranting about how he was protecting us from the Void. The battle's pretty much over. There is just one last issue left to be resolved, and that is the Sentry. The Void has come out, and tell me real quick, does he or does he not look like the devil? I am worried right now. I can't wait till next month. This was a really short one. I mean, yeah, I know they don't want comics dragging on too much, but at the same time I would have liked a little more meat in this, but I guess that's what tie-ins are for. So again, 5 out of 5. Pick it up if you get the chance. Next up, a little bit of an overlooked comic, Nova. If anybody just kind of said, whatever with this comic, I don't blame them. The Realm of Kings, I understand completely. It's, basically, how can I describe the Realm of Kings? The Realm of Kings, the whole storyline is just, it mainly centers around the Fault, which is this gateway into another dimension, Twilight Zone kind of universe, where everything is just topsy-turvy, up is down, down is up. In this storyline, if you've even bothered paying attention, which I actually tried, and it's kind of weird, but they do put in a pretty good story. Basically, it's just Nova and a bunch of other heroes, Richard Rider and a bunch of other heroes from different points in history, recent history anyway, team up to fight a cosmic entity known as the Sphinx, who plans to rewrite reality once he has stolen a magical talisman, his Ka stone from his younger self, and use it to basically rewrite history, using the upside-down laws of the fault to aid in his plans. It's a pretty good story. They actually bring somebody back at the end of this, and if you're looking at the cover, spoiler here, it's not going to be Black Bolt. I think that's going to be in another comic. But either way, little weird, but still, it's a good story. I give it a 3 out of 5. Check it out. Next up, my favorite, and hopefully yours, Booster Gold. Well, this is finally the conclusion of our Tomorrow Memory storyline. Pretty good, if you ask me. This delves really into the sci-fi theme, the time travel theme, really. And that's just, okay, we already know that Booster is not allowed to change anything in history, even if it is bad. Well, okay, so we come to Coast City. That was a pretty bad thing. It's destroyed, an entire city wiped out, Green Lantern went freaking crazy and turned into a supervillain. Well, now Booster has to deal with a group of people who want to change that. Now, in all honesty, more power to them. Why wouldn't you want them to? But at the same time, they're trying to change history. So, I don't really know where this ends up. Booster tries to help a little. Finds his sister, if you can tell by the cover. Michelle comes back. I personally compare it to the Titanic disaster. I mean, if given the opportunity, I'm a huge fan of the Titanic, the ship, not just the movie. But if given the opportunity, I almost think, sure, I'd love to go back and see if I could change that point in history. Either way, it's a pretty good story. You're just gonna have to see what happens for yourself. I give this 4 out of 5. Next, I'm running out of time. Moving on. Green Lantern Corps number 46. This is a pretty good one. I think it putzes around a little bit too much in the beginning with stories of dead girlfriends, but then they have this huge issue where they find out the Anti-Monitor is still alive and he's struggling in the Black Lantern Central Battery. Not much to say. It ties into the story pretty well. It's a decent few plot points that they're probably going to use later in Part 8 of Blackest Night. I give this one a 3. 3 out of 5. Check it out if you get the chance, but I don't know. If you're collecting the whole series, you might want to, but either way. And then finally, last up, even I have to admit, World of New Krypton was kind of running out of steam by issue 15 or 12, whichever we were on. But about 10 cc's of adrenaline later, yes, World of New Krypton is back with Superman Last Stand of New Krypton. This one, it's all action. And I know one of the things that really brought me down about World of New Krypton was, but by the end, I almost thought that Superman and Zod were friends. It definitely seemed that way. They weren't arguing. Zod wasn't trying to be a dictator. We see that he doesn't have any evil plan, at least not that I remembered. But here, no, he becomes a bad guy again. He becomes a douche. Not going to reveal everything he does, but he does become a power-hungry dictator again. And then tied into that is a whole lot of action. Brainiac is back. So hopefully this will be worth picking up for anybody who kind of lost faith in World of New Krypton. Personally, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Check it out. That's it for right now. I'm going to say, if you get the chance, go over to cinemassacre.com and check out James Rolfe's 30 best movies. He's on his first part, which is 30 through 21. Give that a check out, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.